Right, so we are together right now to see how we can match some STL file into some DICOM dataset. For this, you go in the settings here. So right now it's in French, so in English it's gonna be like a assistant tooth prosthesis and object. Click one time here, left click. Then you select the region of interest. So on this case in particular it's gonna be mandibular. Here we go, so you see the half of the mandibular here in 3D. Now you go in add a WhatsApp diagnostic, clicking left here, and then you have three options coming up. Then you select the middle one. So let's go on the hard way. This is the hardest way of doing it. Of course you can select the first option, which I will explain later. Okay, so the middle option, second option, is load a WhatsApp virtual from an optical scanner. So I click OK. And then I go in my computer on the hard drive to select where is my STL file from my optical scanner. So this is it for me. Of course it's going to be different for you guys depending on where you have installed and put your STL files. So you select the directory, the file itself, the .stl, and then you go open, and you will see that the STL file is going to be loaded in your computer. You have the anatomy of the patient on the left side, and then you have the file that you just imported it in the software. So as you can see, of course, on the superimposition menu right in the middle of the screen, you can see that the STL file is totally not in line with the dataset. So the goal here is to actually make them align, and if you can align them, then you have a perfect match. So this is the tricky part of the software, but of course we can do it. The software is powerful enough to do it, so let's try. So first of all, what you have to do is use some referral points. Why using referral points? Because then the software knows exactly how to superimpose all the STL file on the data DICOM set. He's not a human, of course, he doesn't know where he has to go. So for this, you need to use some points in the space. So for example, first I'm gonna orientate this file the way I like it. Let's see here, the same thing on my 3D data set. I'm gonna zoom. Here we go. So let's say that I'm going to use one point here on the premolar, so the software knows where to match. But the thing is, I have to orientate the STL file the same way as the 3D file. So this is the tricky part. So here we go. I zoom a little bit. Remember, zooming is right click, and then repositioning the 3D information is by clicking on the middle click on the mouse. Here we go. This is the way to do it. Now I can see my premolar is here, so I will left click here on the side. So this is on the buccal side, and right here the same point. As you can see here, the prosthesis has moved already, but it's not yet perfect. So I will take another point on the other side this time, on this molar. Of course I have to orientate in the same way. Here we go, my DICOM set. Here it is. If you want to see a little bit more of the tooth, then you can simply remove the tissue by clicking on Control and left click. Remember, this is the first option ability of the software that you can do in the 2D tools. So Control left click, then I can see perfectly my tooth. And then again, same exercise. I have to make sure that the point that I'm going to use as a referral is going to be the same as the 3D dataset. So on the measure here, I click one time, and then one time on the 3D dataset. Here we go. Now it's getting a little bit more in line, as you can see. And just to make sure, I'm going to use a third point, maybe even a fourth point. So just turn around. Now I'm going to use one tooth that is quite relevant. Maybe which tooth is the perfect one? Yeah, this one is very easy to identify because this tooth has a crack on the occlusal surface. So there we go. I will just orientate a little bit more here as well, zoom in. Okay, just in the bum I'm gonna make one reference point in addition, and right here same thing in the little bum. Off. There we go. So on this particular case, because it's an easy one, we don't really have to use the force point. So I will go with this for now and then click OK. Here we go. So as you can see on my 3D view, have a perfect match. Well, not perfect, but you know, if you want to do a perfect job, then you can use 5, 6, 7 different points, and of course the more points you have, the better the alignment will be. Now what I'm gonna do is put my prosthesis on the top. So for this, instead of going on Add Diagnostic Workshop, you're gonna use the Add 3D Object. So I click on this option here. Then I've got a scrolling bar. I can use different type. In English, this is gonna be Scan from Optical Model. So I use this option, then I press OK. I go on my directory on my drive, select the right directory, select the right file. Of course, it has to be STL.stl again, the extension of the file. And then I select my prosthesis from the scanner, and then I click Open. Takes a little bit of time to load. There we go. So, depending on the case, sometimes you will be able to use the same reference points from the previous work that you have done. So, for this, you can simply click Use the last record of the transformation, or No. But if you click No, then you would have to do again the reference point, which might take a little bit of more time, but of course, give a little bit more precision. Okay, for now I will click Yes. And as you can see, automatically the prosthesis from the optical scanner has been in line pretty perfectly, I will say, according to the last reference point that I have used. Okay? So that was the easy way of doing it. Thanks for listening, and see you later.